is that after making a mistake, we need to face up to it. We need to tell the truth. That is integrity, telling the truth and honoring promises no matter the consequences.
Call me a god. Call me a god. Call me a god. Call me a god. Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way. I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. You call me a god. 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 I don't know how to stop. I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. Wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent. Cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me. Put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly. Never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready. I got a hand real steady. Look me in the eye and you'll see no hezzy. About to get real messy. I'll put you in a grave 6 feet like Kenny. Call me a god. Call me a god. Call me a god.
I'm called of God. Called of God. And Tim Ballard told me he'd been called of God. Some wild-eyed prophet like...
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you. I'm a man with a different one like shit like.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing? Almost Happy New Year. Happy almost New Year. Ready? Y'all ready for this? I'm just ready for some justice. I say some justice. It's a good year. 2024 is a good year for some justice for these victims. Allegedly. Right. So, it's going to be real chillax. Hey, thank you, aka the cat lady. They just gifted, well, I'm sure it says lady. So they just gifted 5 difficult research memberships. Yay! Thank you so much. That's very sweet. Very kind. Hey, everybody. Hey, Gloria Fritz and A. Aguilar, Little Brands. Hey, girl. Candy McMurdo. I wonder, is that your real? Well, I don't want to ask you if that's your real last name, but it sounds like McMurder. Wow. Thank you, Little Brands. Happy New Year to you too. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate you. I really do. It's true. Anything I do. No, I'm being a nerd. That's what I'm doing. I'm being a nerd. Tim's on that peyote. Yeah. Amongst other things, I'm sure. I mean, allegedly, right? Happy New Year, a little bit. Glory Fritz. And Donna. Hey, a little bit. And Dora. Hey, Miss Dora. How are you doing? Good to see you. Y'all, okay, so Uh, the fireworks are not good for the PTSD. Okay. Holy cannoli. I'm like, I mean, now that it's kind of going off, so just know that it's going to pop off. It's going to make your dogs and your cats go wild. um, Everybody take a sedative or something. Hey, Julie Co. It scares the crap out of me. But like right before I went live, it was like boom, boom. And I was like, holy crap. Okay. So to be expected though on New Year's Eve, right? I don't know how to say this, but great cover worthy for Saturday Night Lives and Rolling Stones. Right? Oh, yeah, yeah. These they keep the content going. That's for sure. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody. And I just want to. I know that I missed KJ's live earlier. Okay, there's a big bomb. But yeah, and she texted me, so I just text her back. But I know they were going to bed and they're getting ready for the game. And I'm smoking, I'm not drinking a beer. So if that bothers you, yeah, this might not be the one. I took a couple sips. It just, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it. A lot of times I don't. Anyways, I don't know. What is everybody doing tonight? You know, anybody cooking? Y'all haven't New Year's dinner tomorrow. My mom always gives me a piece of cabbage to put into my wallet. It's supposed to it's supposed to it's supposed to mean money. I'm still waiting on that. Okay. Hey, Carrie Ann, how are you? Moosehead, another good nickname for Laura Whore. Ew. I think of moose, but it's like moose knuckles. But anyways, I did say it. Oh, hey, Tracy Gilbo. Good vibes to you too, and Happy New Year to you too. You're right. You're right. Good vibes. Hey, SL Conley. Gypsy Road. What? Oh, hell. Hide your wife. Hide everybody. Hide your mom. Bad, morbid sense of humor I have. Is she really though? Is she at? I did see a picture of her on somebody's thumbnail, and I was like, that sure does look like a casino. But we have a lot of, riverboat casinos and stuff, and I was like, you know, I was thinking, well, there's a lot of those, and she's from Louisiana, so is she in my damn town though? Because we're gonna go hunker down. Prepping for tomorrow's dinner. Well, all right. Oh my god, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get over the boom boom. I was watching Times Square earlier. The chat's like, and I'm like, I can't keep up. Not that I'm trying, but it's by habit now. And when I got out of the shower, they were playing Low by Flo Rida, right, Donna? Which is Ruby Doo's favorite song, and anyway, so I thought about Donna and I thought about Ruby Doo. Let's see. Yes, it's not really coming loudly over the mic, Krisha. What? Oh, the firecracker, the boom 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 outside. I know. I'm saying I'm sorry for me flinching. It's like when I open a window and I'm like, because it plays, and y'all are probably like, what? But there's a lot of stuff that goes on backstage. But she's totally in Lake Charles. Let me call my mom. If anybody's going to frequent a casino, it would be my parents. So, oh my God, there's this whole. They just said not Missouri or Michigan or wherever the hell, wherever, somewhere with an M, and they were like, yeah, you can't come back. They kicked her out of whatever state. I want to say it was. Somebody will tell me. Y'all are so smart. Hey, Suze. How are you? Yes, Gypsy living with a special ed middle school guy she married. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, so I saw that part about her marrying a teacher. I was like, wonder how long that's gonna last. Yeah, I couldn't deal with and y'all know we deal with Zalima, all Lori, Christina, Atwood, all these me. I told Jason earlier, I was like, oh, there's no way that little girl with the little video. I'm like, girl, I'd be like, hey, put some bass in it or something. I can't stand that. Missouri. Thank you, Trace. Her husband looks like her mother. Oh my God. That's a new one, right? Interesting. Interesting. It's tragic all the way around. It was wrong what happened to Gypsy, but it was wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right, you know. So there's that. But I don't know. There's a whole lot of shitty stuff, shitty people doing shitty things because they think that's never once was I ever like, I wish they were dead. Never. I've been like, get your ass over here, I'm gonna kill you, you know, but I'm just picking. Right, Mom? Happy New Year to you too. Remember 24 years ago, right now, I was I was in labor for 28 hours. Not yet, but I was in the process. First child, first baby, and it was I didn't get to party like it's 1999 to the actual Prince song. We're gonna party like it's 1999, which is okay, but you know, it's just one of those things where when your OBGYN is like, okay, you're due on January 11th. I'm sorry, January 10th, 2000. I was like, okay, you know, cool. He was like, you're having a girl. I was like, okay, let's have a girl baby shower and get, you know, pick out a girl name and have a, thank God I did it neutral for the baby room. But anyways, all the things, a baby shower, girl, everything was girl, dresses at the hospital, yada, yada, yada. And the whole Y2K bug was going on. Speaking of doomsday prophecies, okay, here we are. And I live in a town, obviously with Gypsy Rose now, Mom. Hide, stay home, hunker down. She'll be in a Disney princess dress or something. Oh, yeah, I was in labor. How can I forget? You gave birth to the most beautiful grandson ever. Thank you. Yeah, it was nuts. It was scary. It was my first time being a mom or becoming a mom or experiencing that. And the Y2K bug thing, I mean, it was on headline news, you know, they were saying something, and I mean, I'm not going to say this right, like I always never do. They said that whenever the computers would roll over to, hey, Fay Far, how are you? Oh, yeah. But whenever the computers would roll over from 12 o'clock midnight or 11:59 to the new year, 12 o'clock January 1st, 2000, they weren't sure if they were going to I don't know, roll over or something. It was 24 years ago, by the way. And so, I mean, I remember being in the labor, you know, the labor and delivery, and I mean, just really freaked out. Um, I thought epidurals. I thought whenever they administered one, which I wasn't gonna get one, but then I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and take that. And so they kept feeling the labor pains and everything. And I thought that the more that they, you know, because they would come and put a little more, whatever they did, I don't know. And so it travels up is what it did for me. Um, so I mean, it got to the point where I was like, I taste metal. I'm a bit of a hypochondriac too. Oh Lord, what's in Moss Bluff? What the heck? um, well, so yeah, so it just kept going up and up and up, and finally I was like, okay, I thought it would just like really get rid of the pains. I didn't know you'd still feel them. So you do still feel, some discomfort. You are having a baby, by the way, right? And then after 28 hours of labor, the new year came in. I remember watching Tom Brokaw with mom and my then husband, and uh, I was just watching Tom Brokaw on NBC or whatever, and they were just going to the different countries all around the world. And I was like, okay, well, they didn't blow up, and they didn't blow up, and they didn't blow up. It doesn't help that I live in uh, just a town of refineries. Okay, so there's nothing but salt mines and plants and refineries. Everything's gonna blow, right? And Nights with Ping. Hey Ping, it's so good to see you. How are you doing over there? Happy New Year. Right? Y'all are ahead of us, or yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, I'm gonna sound real dingy. Right, Mom? This world is full of all kinds of people, right? I pray Gypsy Rose has put her bad choices behind her and lives happy and healthy life in Moss Bluff. Meow. What the hell? That's right by me. Just saying. I just like distance, I like my own space. That's nuts. Moss freaking Bluff. Holy hell. Boy, well, what can you say? I mean, it's better than, I guess we're due one every now and then. Idaho's been producing them, Utah, Arizona, they're producing them. So, gotta scatter them out. You got Alex Murdaugh and, all the things, all the people, all the cases y'all been following, I've been following. I know there's some that I, haven't really been able to follow unless they are looped in with the same group, like-minded people as Chad and Lori. I'm kind of like, oh yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to keep up with. Chad, Lori, Tim, Sean, all that Ballard verse over there. Jody, Ruby, David Hamblin, Gordon Bowen. Those really are the ones I keep up with. Touched on Jeffrey Lundgren, and there are a lot of similarities in that case too, which was death penalty for Jeff. Lundgren, y'all, I'll never forget. Which, if anybody hasn't checked it out yet, Dan Cummins, who is hilarious, he lives in Idaho, him and his wife, and he's a comedian. And I've ran across him actually through, I learned of his podcast through the Jeffrey Lundgren case, because not many people really have covered that case. And he does really thorough research, and he tells it's 2 parts and it's long. It's like 2-3 hours each, long, funny. He helps you get through the hard stuff, and well, he finally covered, and I was just like, oh, I can't wait till some of these people won't, or podcasters or whatever, they won't cover the cases until after they're adjudicated. And I was like, well, maybe after Lori, but then I was like, well, maybe after Chad. But he went ahead and covered it. And I forget what he called Alex. Bubba something. Like in Jeffrey Lundgren's case, he kept calling Alice Jeffrey's wife because she always got hold your ears, earmuffs. Jeff would like always poo on her. Okay, whatever. There's people that do what you do, boo. Just hold your poo. That's all I'm saying. I'm good. But it's so Dan Cummins would call her shit stain. He called her skid mark. Bubba hump. So that's what so Dan Cummins would call he would call Alex. He'd be like, "Oh, Bubba Hump," and then he was talking about Janice and Barry. He's like, "Why can't their name just be Cox, or just Cock, And I was like, "Right." And then he was like, "Woodcock." I was like, "Oh God, here we go, here we go." Bubba Hump, yeah. Oh yeah, that's sweet, Faye. That's so sweet. Hmm. I appreciate it. We appreciate you. We do. We appreciate all of you. Y'all have no idea how healing you guys are. Really. I feel like I owe you money for therapy because you guys are some troopers and y'all are smart and just, I mean, really bring some awesome perspectives. And there's no way at the beginning of this, and I've said this before many times, at the beginning of this, I was like, "Oh my God, the public? Mm-mm. No, thank you. No, thank you." But I now am like, how do families do this without y'all? Eh, I don't know how they do it. I mean, like I've thought about times whenever those document dumps came out, and there's all these podcasts covering them and creators and mainstream shows and all these things and the news stations. It takes all that just for me to be like, "Oh, okay, I kind of get it." I was like, what if we didn't have that? Would I be at mom's and we'd just be like, "Okay, what's this?" Just going through all the papers, like, what the hell? How do you put this together? So y'all are very valuable and invaluable. Y'all have you give your time. That's something you can never get back. It's an investment, as I see it. That's how I see it. And you invest in my family and justice for the victims, and that means the world. So, hoorah! 2024 is we're gonna seek some justice through understanding, right? That's one of the just one of those. It's like a mantra or a motto now, that I picked up from KJ. I didn't really get it at first. We're gonna get justice through understanding, and I was like, okay. I didn't think much of it, but really, to me, it's the only way to get justice in some sense, the most sense, because legally it doesn't cover all the things. It doesn't hit on all the things. It's by researching all these other cases of these like-minded people around them and their circle. That's what's given me clarity. And I'm like, uh-huh. And it's the bad thing is that it didn't stop with Chad and Lori behind bars. It is still going on, just like it didn't stop with I'm gonna Brian David Mitchell. It didn't stop with the Lafferty brothers, Jeffrey Lundgren, uh, all the second comers. We're just waiting on the next second comers. I've been working on a list, like a check. Is your loved one experiencing this? Check, and then they might be a doomsdayer. You might want to watch them. Just know when they say second coming, don't freak out and don't think they're crazy. It's just words that, how do I say it? That their belief system, top tier, uh, does to them. And they use these keywords that would make one sound crazy to the outsiders, to the never mows. They were like, "What? Yeah, girl, you need to go get checked out." But it's like a catch-22. It's like it means something different in this Church of the Firstborn label. It's not an actual church. I mean, there are actual churches, but not in this sense. And it's just a label, a second coming, seeing Christ. All that is just Mormonese. It's just Mormon talk, Mormon speak. Unfortunately, it labels people like Lori and many others, when they're going through trials, when they're doing Brian David Mitchell, the Lafferty brothers, they're like, oh, we're not crazy. And they're not. They're not freaking crazy. But bam, here, you're talking weird, which means it's two different definitions. It's two different things. So it would have turned out so differently for Lori. I never thought she was crazy. Not like that. And I'm going with my gut instinct on that. She would have never got put away, and she never lost it. I'm still waiting on her to lose it. One day she gonna lose it. And watch out. Her and Jody can, wig out on each other. Yeah. Oh God. Oh yeah. Yes. Yes. And it doesn't help that Tim Ballard, or people like Tim Ballard, people like David Barton, y'all, holy shit. He lives on Southern Poverty Law Center website. I'm just like, oh, okay. Been seeing your face, dude, for like 4 years. Never looked into you. He's on the Nazarene Fund with Glenn Beck and Tammy. He's on Mercury One, I want to say. He's from Texas. He's an evangelist. He's not even Mormon, but that doesn't matter. You're going to see Catholics. There's pictures of Russell Ballard with the Pope at the Vatican. Not just him, but all the top bros. I'm sure the Scientology leader, whatever. I don't really know Scientology too much, but it's about to get real for a lot of people. Where did I just see that? Where'd it go? Yeah. You know what though? They will go out of business. They will go out of business if and when the second coming ever comes. I'll tell you what I think the second coming is. Anybody want to know? Anybody want to know? It's I guess what some people would call what I've seen around. It's the Great Reset or the New World Agenda, New World NWO order. If that were to be, if I had to fit it to something, that's what matches right up with it. Especially with how President Dallin Oaks, he's second in line to become the prophet of the Mormon Church. And whenever he came out during General Conference, which is Snorville, right? But I never thought I'd be right here. Like, oh yeah, General Conference in the Mormon. Oh my God. When did I get here? I'm glad though. I'm glad I went this route. Kind of. But he started talking about a lot of people dub it the TK smoothie, the TK, the celestial kingdom, oh my God, terrestrial kingdom, and the celestial kingdom, right? There's 3 tiers, allegedly. There's really the top tier, which is the Church of the Firstborn tier. That's, that's for them ones that have kids and stuff. Maybe they get murdered. Anyways, it's ridiculous. But that's reserved for, them kind of things. Those things. And they're really good at it. I gotta say, it's been happening since the beginning of time. And we're about to be in 2024. And we still just label people or label those things. I mean, I did it with Julie Rowe myself. when I was like, oh, hell no. What the hell is she talking about? But then there's many times when I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. I see that. Or see where that could be that. Or, you know, it's just, but yeah, they would go out of business if the good Lord ever showed back up. Because they would not be able to use it for fear mongering. You don't need to save money. You don't have to be doing racketeering, and you don't have to be money laundering and doing sketchy shit. You don't have to do that. You don't have to have bazillion, 250 billion. They're on their way to $1 trillion incorporation. They just bought up all kinds of land in Nebraska, selling land in Missouri. I really suck with the M states. um, yeah, where autumn on Diamond is supposed to happen. Yeah, where Jesus is supposed to come back. uh, why does LDS Church owe the family money? Sorry, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Lisa Hayes. Right? Aren't they all? Yeah. I was sad. Well, let me know, Liza Joe, because I don't know what you mean by that. Did I say it wrong? Maybe? It's possible. Yeah. Without the end times, they would lose the fear factor. Right? And what's religion without fear? It's like Santa Claus with parents to their children. Earmuffs if you have children. Right here. But it's like it's really, I don't know. I just don't like it. Yeah, money laundering is not necessary. If I said it was, it's just me being sarcastic. As usual. Hey Trish, how are you? How are you doing, girl? Good to see you. Happy New Year to you. Lisa says, TK Smoothie is a reference for the people who are in heaven, celestial kingdom, but they have smooth skin. Tool says they don't get to procreate. I know. And the higher kingdom can minister to the lower kingdoms. The lowest kingdom, celestial, which is basically kind of like where we live now, right? I think, pretty sure. And it's for all the R word, the diddlers, all the Hamblins and the Gordon Bowens and the murderers, the Lori Vallows and the Chad Daybells, and allegedly Chad Daybell. Smooth as eggs. Ew. But y'all remember, hold on. Remember whenever Lori and Alex were texting each other the day that JJ was murdered, and she was like, meet me at the terrestrial church, or meet me in chat, or I forget the exact wording, and it was something to the tune of that. And I was like, terrestrial church, I'm trying to figure out, like, I've been trying to figure out what that means. It would have to be a plane above this one, so what does that mean in their code talk, right? So I was like, it could mean very much what it implies, that, like you say right here, it's for the people who are in heaven, and the terrestrial church could have been, and the actual freaking church where Alex liked to hang out. It could have been Chad's yard, his backyard. It could have been, I want to know what that damn fresh ceiling's all about. I'm not going to let it go ever until I find out. Huh. Yeah, no. No. I mean, do I think they do? I think they are very culpable. Can I prove it? I doubt it. I doubt it. If anything, the proof for me died November 12th, last month. That would be, if I had to walk you through it, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, just a theory or just whatever speculation. It would be, of course, through, I'm gonna go down. It would be M. Russell Ballard, Tim Ballard, through the preparing of people running in the same circle, Chad, Lori, and here we are. So there's my tiered system, allegedly. She's a lizard. Oh, right. You know, you're sometimes Siri. Oh no, my iPhone is like, I'm not gonna recognize that word. It's just red line all the time. 1 year, which I have a receipt, it was for $12,000 and it was for half a year in Hawaii, in Hawaii. 12 G's just for him. It didn't have Lori's name on it or anything. So I don't know why my camera's blurry. It's doing that thing again. They cover their asses. We won't be able to find proof. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all this temple talk is what I call it. Temple talk. And it's made that's what they do. It's what they do. It's like when Scientology came along, the Mormons were like, I mean, they were like, all right, we've got a distraction. Everybody get their shit together. Hustle, hustle, hustle. And then they were just like, oh crap. Then they're the underdog. And their whole thing was, to become part of the United States, from, Utah, to become part of the statehood or whatever, they had to denounce practicing polygamy. And they did. And behind, to your face. But Chad and Lori, in my opinion, were introduced via the church and not Chad's stupid ass books. That's just my speculation. Big time. Here we go. We hate your books, Chad. Right. I got that idea off of Wicked Truth and F-Bomb, so I made this. We hate your books because he was all bent out of shape because Samantha did not like his books. His sister-in-law, Samantha. Chad, we hate your freaking books. They're stupid. Just like your face. Just like his face. Ew, look at him. It's like, no whammies, no whammies. Stop. Whack-a-mole. Anyways. I made this too, for anybody who hadn't seen. I know there's a lot of you who are always, you all are always here. I appreciate that. For anybody who's new, I made this. And it good. I think it came out good. I had to crop the hell out of the picture of Joe to get Lori out of it. And I used I have in Canva, they have an AI kind of, whatever you call it, image enhancer. And so I used it. And so it kind of fills them in a little bit, like it put freckles on Tylee's face. But sometimes it's really, a lot of times it's really, really good. But then sometimes it looks like this. See how it did John Pryor's eyes? I mean, Chad's dad. He really does look like Chad's dad. And so it kind of does weird things to their eyes. It matches their souls. Here's Tim Shady. All right. Oh, you'll be able to see it on this one. I think it makes Alex look worse than he did. Right? Freaky deaky. But like this picture of Ruby right here, this one was really, see how because all those pictures are really fuzzy and there's not really a good clear picture. And I don't think I did it to this one. Nope, she's still a hooker. Turns out. And here's the Ballard verse, as you can see. Um, I'm calling it what Lynn Packer calls it. Lynn Packer's been working his ass off, researching all this, reporting on it, and he's a go getter. He really reminds me of kind of like my Papa Vallo a lot. He has a real dry sense of humor, but he's funny, and he's just, I don't know, he's a good guy, I think. But up here in the top right, I hope it looks like the top right to you. There's Chad and Lori, and then you have Julie Rowe. See how Julie Rowe doesn't fan out to anybody else, and everybody just uses Julie Rowe as like the scapegoat, including the latest doomsdayers, or the latest second comers, which would be Thibodeau and Hales or whatever. Anyways, then you have I can't really see it. It's not coming out really good, but they Visions of Glory, that's a connector for them. That's Tom Harrison. Tom Harrison, boy, this has been his year of debut. And he allegedly is in hiding right now. What do they call it? Seclusion. He's hiding in the cavity of a rock. Why? I don't know. He's a damn retired Mormon therapist who also spoke at some Preparing People conferences, and he ran with the likes of Ken Krogh and Tim Ballard, and Sherston Stockwell had reported that. I mean, it's in the lawsuits against Tim Ballard, how they brought her, and I say they, Ken Krogh, Hugh Vale, Tim Ballard. I'm sure there was some other people, and Sherston was there in her full OUR. What do you call it? I had to put my cigarette out. Anyways, just she was there on, like she was working basically, in her OUR. I forget what they call it. Anyways, and they brought her to Thanksgiving Point, which is interesting because I was watching this podcast the other day about Susan Cox, and it was long. It was about 4.5 hours, or Susan Cox Powell, I'm sorry. And how her little boy, Charlie, whenever they were interviewing Charlie, he kept saying something about the dinosaurs and the crystals and weird, stuff like that. And I've done some research on Thanksgiving Point, and it's kind of like a museum with things like that there. And I was like, oh my God, it's in Utah. I think Jesse Hildebrandt also mentioned it too, along with the ranch, which Huville has a ranch up there, where they were like Paul Hutchinson. I don't know if they're friends anymore, but Paul Hutchinson talked about doing cacao. And I was like, oh my God, it made me think of the Weird Mom, because I was thinking of the cacao plant, but I don't know if I have it right. I think that was, I don't know. I still haven't looked. It was something about that bean. Remember the Weird Mom's theory about, it's like a coffee bean, cacao. I don't know. But anyways, that's just one of the therapy or therapeutic treatments that they're doing. I don't think they're doing it for therapy. I think they're doing it for visionary experiences. Just like Tim with the ketamine. I watched Nancy Grace, I know, about Matthew Perry this morning. And, that was the first thing I kind of really saw. So, I clicked on it, and it's kind of, it's crazy. And then to know that like GHB was found in JJ's little system, and it has a 12-hour, it starts to leave the body after 12 hours. Or no, that was ketamine. I'll have to look at GHB. But I want to know. I want to know more, because it's not adding up. It never has. Not enough for me. Yeah. I mean, right? I don't think they're doing it for And I don't know. I really don't know enough to even speak to it. Okay. Um. Anyways, yeah, JJ had GHB in the system. 5 milligrams. It was like 5 somethings. My sister did, yeah. But these healing ceremonies, so like, okay, so then we have Sean Little Bear. This kind of clicked for me when I think the live stream before the last one, we were talking about, or I was trying to. I always suck at telling about the Hamblin daughters' bad experience. I'm just trying to use code words here. ABUSE, alleged. Back in the 90s, their mother she's in jail with no bond. Rosie or Roselle. It was Hamblin, but her and David Hamblin, who is another Mormon therapist, who there are clients or ex-clients of his who have also alleged that, he ABUSE them. He was also recommended by the church. And there's Gordon Bowen, who I really have a hard time. I really want to just expose the hell out of him. But for some reason, the dude has a lot of stroke in the Mormon church, even though he's excommunicated twice. And he was good buds, allegedly, with Russell Ballard. And word on the streets is that Gordon Bowen allegedly wrote I'm gonna call it the hit piece of Tim Ballard, and the one that went to Vice News, the statement that was endorsed and backed by the church and went to Vice News, and everybody was freaking out, and everybody was like, it's not on the church newsroom. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. That's just how those things go. They have a procedure, and that's how they do it. But that's not how they did it this time. But obviously, the dude works in the media and for ad agencies and things like that. And that's kind of what Russell Ballard did. He worked in the public relation or public something, where basically he was in charge of, like, bringing people to the covenant. Wink, wink. Basically, Sean Little Bear. Well, I was gonna, well, that too, but Sean Little Bear. So whenever I was live stream before last, whenever I was, reading whatever Goel had put out on his Substack, and it was about just all the people that were, Tom Harrison's name shows up in there. I'm just like, okay, you can't make this shit up. You just can't. Connections without an X. It's just all the connections, and they are thick, thick as thieves. And there's people that know more for sure, and they need to start their new year by coming clean. That's what I would do. But James Mooney's name came up. I haven't really done research on him, but obviously he's big into the kind of Native American religious ceremonies / I don't know if he's a therapist, but kind of like these sweat lodges, and they call him the medicine man. Well, turns out Sean Little Bear also goes by, or he's known as the medicine man. What's really going on? And I mean, I didn't buy it to begin with. Sorry, Charlie. I didn't buy it. I think sometimes people thrust or kind of invert, what word am I trying to say? Interject themselves, kind of like I think the church did. I think the church, this is my opinion, I think the church interjected itself quite a few times. Well, monkey see, monkey do. And I think that people like Sean Little Bear, they interject themselves because it's their ego. And they're just like, well, yeah, I want all this attention. I want to be like, hi, I'm the good guy. I'm a good guy because I came forward. But you didn't quite come forward all the way at all, in my opinion. That's just me. Uh, don't trust. I don't trust him for sure. Janelle Little Bear, or Janelle Murphy. I mean, I love her, love her. At first, I was like, oh my God, I was hashtagging her name too, But yeah, narcissist, right? Big time. I'm not diagnosing. I cannot diagnose, but I've also been alive for 45 years, and I've only been sleeping with one eye open. But yeah, they're definitely grifters. Definitely. I had reached out to Julie Rowe, kind of reached out. I was really more like snarky. That's the only reason I got a TikTok account. I mean, I've done very little on TikTok. And I mean, I'm talking like maybe 3 videos. But I've had an account and I got it because of her. And so there was this one TikTok that she had done that was, I mean, like she was all sweaty and she looked like she had a skirt on or, whatever. I don't know. But, and so she's like, meh, it's pointing at her face and she's all sweaty and she's talking about she just got out of whatever, a session. I'm just going to call it a session. But, and so she kind of pointed the camera down and all you could see was her legs and like the air vent, like, and I was like, girl, a hoo-ha, cover your hoo-ha. I mean, for Christ's sake, cover that thing. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying. And so there's quite a few of my little snark, 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 snark. And I mean, they're all pointed though. Oh, that's so sweet, Liza Joe. Thank you. I'm ready. I was born ready. Well, I'll be late, but I'm ready. That's very sweet. I don't, and not just for my family. It's really not. We're just some of the most recent families to have gotten jacked by the Jack Mormon. Haha. I'm trying to, lighten things up like I always do. And I always say inappropriate and awkward things at the most inopportune times. That's what I do. Awkward. But I mean, just don't have a way to prove it. Besides, like, I mean, there's the bishop who they don't even have to mandatorily report SA on children in the church, much less cover or not be so gay, the bishop I mean, he diminished and minimized a lot of some really, to an outsider, effed up things that Lori was saying. Again, this is normal to a Mormon though, to these, because he would have to know if she had her second anointing, and I know she did. I know they did. That the Church of the Firstborn is the language of it's the language of James and Elena and their whole experience in the church when they got signed into the Book of Life. And then my family members got signed into the Book of Death. So it's very aggravating. Very. But I mean, I do try to see all sides. I do. I know it don't sound like it or seem like it, but I really do. And it's still not an excuse though. You still have free agency, free will. You are an adult, Gabe Benia, who's so in the mix where he's like gossiping on the phone and stuff with Melanie Gibb. Okay. No. like, oh, I saw the cops over there at Zalima's. Hit me on the hip, Okay, let me find out what's going on and I'll call you. It's frustrating. But I've even thought about it. I'm like, okay, there's been times like when Jen, when we were passing information back and forth and I'll send her something and she'd be like, okay, you're going to have to tell me what stands out to you as alarming because I kind of grew up in this. And I was like, oh, yeah, huh? So I kind of started seeing it that way too, where it's maybe not a big thing for Gabe Bonilla, but I still, a bishop, a stake president, those kind of people, they're going to know those kind of things about the anointed ones. Yeah, it is hard not to have strong opinions. It is, because at the end of the day, they're not here, and they really wholeheartedly trusted their church for sure. And a lot of people do. And that is it's the goodness in people, and they're being taken advantage of. Just like Tim Ballard allegedly with OUR. And yeah, you can say it all day long. You can say that you cure cancer. However, by ye fruits ye shall know. And if you're not actually curing cancer, but you're taking the money and you're just funneling it into, all you and your pals, and even, in the upper echelons of the Mormon church, where it's going into their pockets for profit, then you can suck it. I don't give a shit who you are. That's shitty. But again, you see it over and over again. It's just like I look at the church like a narcissistic father. It's patriarchal. It's narcissistic. It doesn't give a shit about you. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. Justify the means. I suck at that saying. And it's always good for thee, but not for me. Or good for me, but not for whatever. I always say things backwards. Hot pocket. It's not a hot pocket, right? Enchiladas also cure cancer. Oh my gosh. I love y'all so much. Yeah, there's no such thing as free will in or out of religion. I agree. What's new with the Gory? Yeah, with Lori? I don't know. I think that okay, she has a hearing coming up on January 18th, which is the day before my mom's birthday, which is January 18th is Alex's birthday. So there you go. And she has a hearing, I think, is the last time I checked. And it's to see if they're gonna I suck at this. Something about 270 days. What do they call it? Complex case or something. And they're going to see. That way we don't and plus there's witnesses that they're going to need that are going to have to attend Chad's trial if he makes it to that without pleading out. I don't know. Jason seems to think he's going to take a plea deal after this next hearing. He's like, that's his guesstimation. Because they did not take the death penalty off the table. And Chad's all about saving himself, right? But he's also so egotistical that I don't know. I mean, he's a shithead. There you go. Happy New Year. Wouldn't be surprised either way, right? 2 bags of ramen is how our Harrogans did. Yeah. January 10th is your birthday? Well, happy January 10th birthday. My bonus son is January 12th. My son is, he'll be 24 in 2024. That's how you know how old Zachary is. That's his birthday. And it's also Melanie Gibbs' birthday here in a few minutes or in a few hours. Oh, I'd like to hug her neck with my hands. Just kidding. Right. Lori Gory. I remember there was a guy standing outside in Boise on the courthouse steps, or on the in the front whenever they were reading the sentence to Lori inside, which me and Jason just barely slipped through the door in time. And it said life sentence Lori, and then the guy next to him said, they were holding up like little signs, and the guy next to him said something about gory Lori. Let me see if I can find it. It's been fun just chatting with you guys. Really. I really appreciate you being here. I really, really do. Let's see. I put Hooker in, but it didn't. Oh, no, it did. It pulled Lori's pictures up. I got jokes.
Cresha, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
I want to share before you leave. I want to share our our Satan taco truck. I've got it
Okay.
on one of the screens too.
Go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna show y'all then.
Satan tacos.
Satan tacos percentage. Here, let's see.
Okay, I
Here
can't
we
see
are.
it though because I'm looking while you do that. I think I've seen it before.
So here's the Satan taco truck, and it's and it's got our mods in it with Cresha. We're missing a few mods, but
yeah. Anybody want to ride in it's not even the short Satan taco bus or whatever. Roach coach. Satan taco roach coach.
I believe Trace made this. It's
I
so
think
cute.
so too. Thank you, Trace. And yeah, I think little Brands had brought it up or something. It came up and one night in a chat, and everybody was just that little Brand said, "Join us."
Exactly. Okay,
Oh no, thank you. I really do. That's funny. Oh
Okay.
yeah, Shonda Vander Ark with her starving her 15-year-old autistic son to death makes Chud and Gory look like amateurs, right? How many of you guys think that Tango and Cash? How many of you think that Russell? Oh, I'm sorry. God dang it. R and E, Ruby Frankie's children. How many of you guys think that? I mean, do y'all think that it was Jody just? Okay. Let me just ask the question. Do y'all think it's just Jody? Like she wanted Ruby's subscribers but then Ruby like shut her channel down. So didn't that subscribers go away? Okay, so let's just knock that out, right? And y'all think that they were well on their way to another Tylee and JJ? Do you think that Melanie Pulowski's children, the two that were deemed dark, do you think that they were on their way to R and E and then Tylee and JJ? It seems like we kind of have them in all phases now. We have Blaze, right, when they took off with him. And then we have R and E, who were kind of, or no, then you have Melanie Pulowski, she would be first. And then if I had to make a chart, she would be first because she didn't get her hands on her kids. Then second would be like, up the tier would be Ruby Frankie with R and E. Then you have Tylee and JJ, which is worst case scenario, right? I just want to know what you think. Oh my God, I got a lot of damn pictures, right? Gosh. I just saw her in her damn ugly glasses. Sorry. She is ugly. She used to be so pretty, I thought. Yeah. They say that it's just a saying, they say that Satan can be the most attractive, beautiful appearing person or whatever. And that fits perfectly. If I could ever say a saying right, it's just, I always mess that up. Oh my gosh. I got a lot of pictures. So, because they double too. All right. I'm just now to Tom Harrison. Back when Mormon Stories podcast with Lauren and Mindy and Megan came out. Let's see. So trying to get to life sentence Lori. Oh, I'm getting close. There's Ruby. All right, Ruby and Lori. Oh wait, did I make this? Or hold on. Wait on it to play. And that way I can see first. Okay, now. False alarm. I've been thinking a lot about Uncle Charles the past couple days. They're always, it's like they're never far from your mind, you know? And I didn't put this back on because I got to get a new chain for it. It's very manly, but I love it. It's a cross that Mom and Larry gave to me that has a little bit of JJ's remains in there. And I was just so honored. And I am honored, still honored to have, to have him so close to my heart. I mean, he was already there, but it's like a physical thing, I don't know. I didn't know how to react because I don't really react right away. I'm a lot like my mom in that sense. Sometimes it just depends. Sometimes I'll just wow and react and cry or whatever, but I was like, I don't know what to say. Just thank you. And I'll tell you later once it sinks in. Oh, I do want to show this to y'all. Let me share my screen real quick. I've shared this with you a couple before, and it's by this. Let me hang this back up. It is by. It'll say on the thing, but she's a YouTube creator that I think she's actually writing a book right now. I've been trying to keep up with that. I need to write my own. I'm just like, I don't even know where to start. The way that Julie Rowe has done it, Mike Stroud, Rex and Adam, they kind of just take their first however many podcasts. That's the bulk of their book. And then they just kind of fill it in. I can't. I have 500 plus videos. So, and they don't make sense. So there's all that. But, anywho, let me get to it. If I can find it again. There it is. Oh, I got to share my screen first, huh? Okay, hurry. Put in share.
They're too much in love. They can't see the error of their ways. Blinded by the supernatural haze. Secret some have taken to the grave. That's the game the devil plays. Use visions sent you on a mission from on high. Who's the zombie now? Everything you ever had is gone. Everything you thought was right is wrong. Broken hearts are left to carry on. Now you're both where you belong. Dreams, visions, It's a new religion of the lie. We're too young to die. Mommy and the zombie killers. World is ending come July. No, mommy, not me. They're too much in love. They can't see the folly of their ways. Burning with the dark infernal blaze. Doctrine that will put you in the grave. Let the demons out to play. Dreams, visions, giving you permission, taking life. We're too young to die. Mommy and the zombie killers. World is ending come July. We're too young to die. Mommy and the zombie killers. It's all over come July. Who's the zombie now? Mommy, mommy. Who's the zombie now? Mommy, mommy. Who's the zombie now? Mommy, mommy. Who's the zombie now? Mommy, mommy.
All right. I mean, this lady, I always get the channel name mixed up. I thought it would be on there, but it's like After Dark. I've reached out to her before. And I mean, I found her whenever we evacuated for Hurricane Laura. We were evacuated and I ran across her podcast or whatever. And I mean, she's just really, really insightful. And then found that song. It was New Year's actually when my son turned 21. So it was 3 years ago. And we went to the casino, me, mom, Zach, Ashlyn. Ashlyn didn't go in. She's just turned 18. Jason. I don't remember if Larry was there or not. But, and Zach's fiance, Samantha. And so I remember chasing mom, I was like, hey, listen to this song. But it was so loud in there, and machines are going off and everything. So anyways, I was like, this song was written just for this. And I can't thank her enough. I had gotten my phone right about that time to my new phone. So I didn't have all my stuff transferred over. So as you can tell by the pictures and stuff, but I did the pictures to it, what I had available. I watched Gigi's end of the year mix. It was, I was like a couple times, and I was like, get yourself together. Don't start now. Did you hear the part in the song where she says, "No, mommy, not me"? I was like, oh, that's Tylee. That's for Tylee. It's just doctrine that'll put you in the grave, for sure. And covered in mayonnaise. So yeah, so there's that one. And then let me continue to find the other one. Okay, now I'm getting to trial time. Trial time. How many of you think that Chad will plead? I'm curious. I need to do like polls on my I don't know if you can do them on Facebook. I don't know if Trace knows that. She's her and Mary. I tried making you a mod or an admin too, Donna, but I couldn't find your name. But we'll talk about that later. Let's see. I don't know if you can do polls on Facebook too. We'll see if we can. I've got to go. I need like a duplicate knocker outer. Oh, this is a oldie but goodie. Let's see. Let me hide myself again. Here we go. This is Chain Gang coming out of her sentencing hearing. As soon as it goes. Uh-oh, it's frozen. Hold on. Let me let it catch up. Okay. Well, come on, Cletus. She done stalled enough. We ain't got time for stalling. Wait. God dang it. Look at her. She can't even walk. Looks like a damn duck. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. She gets treated with kid gloves. I wonder if she misses her, this officer. She's always with her. So thank you to JLR Investigates for that. I told you I have a lot. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there's. Let me see. I'll show you all these. Like this one freaks me out about Chad. Look at that. Yikes. You know? I know. But still, it's freaky. Look at that. It's a damn demon. JK. Oof. I mean, she was just so happy. Like, oh, I get to wake up next to this thing. Just when you think that you've had a bad year, a bad day, a bad whatever, you have not. You ain't got to wake up next to that. See, it doubles a lot of them. I do a lot. I just only produce, end up with not that much. Oh, let's see. Look, a summer shade. Just saying. I enjoy these. The burning effigy of, I don't know, KJ did it, and this lady right here was like, Nate Eden is a good guy. You have lost me as a viewer on your channel. And I was like, oh my goodness. Calm down. But I get it, I guess. I never said he was a bad guy. I just said he will not look at me. He will not acknowledge me. So I'm just calling it for what it is. I made that too. Warrior right there. Hers is a warrior. And look at that gray. Look at the gray streaks. Look at them eyebrows. Look like she works at Taco Bell. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. 7 years ago. It'll be New Year's by the time we get there. Oh. I didn't mean to hit that one. Look at them babies. Look. Sweet. Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh, hell. I got too click happy. I'm never going to find it. Especially with that attitude. Oh. Okay. Yeah, these are the Smule accounts. Alex singing. Lori singing. Oh, and I looked up Hallelujah or whatever. Holy cow. I'll have to share that with y'all next year. But anyways, this book right here, which I mean, there's a lot. I only have one right here, but this is from Bruce R. McConkie's book, and yeah, says a lot about their sayings there, what they believe in. Here's the Salem, Jerusalem, USA, Lem. This is the thing where there's like 7 Salems, okay? And Chad lived in Salem. This is the next eclipse. Well, this isn't, but there's going to be another X marks the spot. And that's going to be April 8th. That'll be or April 6th. I forget which one. It'll be one or the other. And I forgot what I was going to say. They're all mislabeled. Oh, that was Jason's scars. Oh, that just made me shudder a little bit. Let's see. Oh, look, me before. Before Lori happened. Ah, those were the days. And Trace made this too. Oh, speaking, there you go. Oh well. Enough show and tell, huh? Oh gosh, I hate these pictures. It was fun, but I hate them pictures. I look silly. Oh, I did do this. Like, what would it take for, like, what would it mean to the church if they were to lose their tax-exempt status?
Your voice is indeed a valuable tool in communicating your message to the world and your mission to obtain justice through understanding.
I didn't make them write that. They wrote that. I was like,
Is a noble
yeah.
one. In regards to your question, the potential loss of tax-exempt status for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints as a nonprofit organization could have significant financial implications. As a nonprofit organization, the church is exempt from paying certain taxes and is able to receive tax-deductible donations from its members and supporters. If this status were to be revoked, the church could be required to pay taxes on all income received, including tithing and other donations. This could result in a significant loss of revenue for the church, which could in turn impact its ability to fund charitable programs and initiatives. Additionally, the loss of tax-exempt status could damage the reputation of the church and erode trust among its members and the wider community. Nonprofit status is often viewed as a symbol of integrity and accountability, and the loss of this status could be seen as a sign of mismanagement or impropriety. In summary, the loss of tax-exempt status for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints would have significant financial and reputational implications. It is important for nonprofit organizations to maintain the highest standards of integrity and accountability in order to maintain the trust of their members and supporters. It is understandable to have concerns about the possible loss of tax-exempt status for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The consequences of such an event would be significant and far-reaching. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a nonprofit organization that provides a wide range of services to its members and the community at large. It operates schools, hospitals, and other programs that benefit millions of people every year. If the church were to lose its tax-exempt status, it would have a significant impact on the organization's ability to continue providing these services. One of the main effects of losing tax-exempt status would be the imposition of taxes on the church's income. This would mean that the organization would have less money to invest in its various programs, which would have a direct impact on the people who rely on those programs. For example, if the church's schools were to lose funding, the quality of education provided to students would suffer. Similarly, if the church's hospitals were to lose funding, the quality of healthcare provided to patients would be compromised.
Okay.
Another consequence of losing tax-exempt status would be a loss of public trust. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has a reputation for being a charitable organization that is committed to helping those in need. If the church were to lose its tax-exempt status,
for
it
it.
would be viewed by many as just another business entity that is
There it
primarily
is.
concerned with making a profit. This loss of trust could have a significant impact on the church's ability to attract and retain members. In conclusion, losing tax-exempt status would have significant and far-reaching consequences for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The organization's ability to provide services to its members and the community at large would be severely compromised, and its reputation as a charitable organization would be called into question. It is important for the church to continue to operate as a nonprofit to ensure that it can fulfill its mission of helping others and making a positive impact on the world.
You hear that, church? Okay. Yeah. You hear that, church? If you don't get it in check, you're going to lose it. I just wish that these organizations wouldn't abuse these types of things. And I used to want to have start a nonprofit, but there was just so much going on with the case that I was like, okay, just kind of side-eyeing it a little bit and reading here and reading there how to start a nonprofit and everything. But then I started to realize, wait, all these major things, all these people have all these nonprofits, and they allegedly, in my opinion, they seem to mishandle them, misuse them. Totally. They abuse them. They give them a bad name. And I'm just like, I know that there are good nonprofits out there, but all I'd suggest is that you do your research. I don't care if it's the March of Dimes or whatever. Do your research, see where it stands as what grade it gets on ProPublica website, or there's many other websites. I checked the one for Mercury One, which is Glenn Beck, and it's a Mercury One or the Nazarene Fund. I forget which one I checked. Probably both. And just check it. Like their score was 69, but and 2 stars out of 5. And there's a lot of things I didn't get to see yet, but I didn't have time. But just it just doesn't seem to be doing what it says that it's doing. And again, you have Tim Ballard sitting on the board of that. The other board that Tim sits on is a very interesting one, and it's the Afghanistan World Organization org.org. With the likes of Henry Kissinger. He's not even like in the celebrity type members. He's on the board. He's like the board of directors. Interesting. I find it sus as all get out. Maybe Tim is in the CIA. Maybe he is. Just maybe not in the sense that we think he is. I don't know. It's very weird and I'm trying to figure it out. So, I don't know. Again, like I said, it's not just Mormon elites. It's like the big dog. We got dudes friends with Bill Gates. So, okay, Ken Krogh, who's the Spear Fund with Tim Ballard. Another one. Sus. So, but anyways, I'm just saying, pardon our speaking of taxes considered political. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'd say political. I didn't listen to her spill just now, though. I was just like, but I don't know. It just, they say the church. Okay. So a lot of people are like, well, the church they don't weigh in on political things. I'm like, okay, yeah. I mean, that's if you could take them at their word. But I can't. I personally cannot and will not take them at their word, because you have to prove your word. You have to prove it, and you do that by actions. Actions speak louder than words, always. And you can see where one is boasting about what they are doing You see it in all of the people that we study and all that we research here. They're all saying one thing and they're all doing the opposite. They're doing everything but that. And I'm like, well, just because you say that you're a Christian, that you're good, that you know your scriptures and yada, 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 and you're a good tithe paying, blah, 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 blah. You're giving people, in my opinion, those leaders, you're giving them power over you. And not only over you, but you are paying them to tell you what to do, to tell you if you're good or bad, to tell you if you're worthy enough, to tell you if you can get into heaven. They have no say so of that. If your belief system is that. And then people they tie Mormon Jesus and Mormonism and the bad taste with the church once they do fall away and have a faith crisis. And it's so sad. It really is. It breaks my heart. But whenever they do fall away from the church, then it makes them fall away from God, period. And they just are done with it. And I just think that's sad. I really do. I think it's exploitative as a mofo. It's gross. And it's not just the Mormon church. Shame on them. Shame on all of them. Now, I mean, these kids have to pay for their own missions. They have to, and instead of serving our country, instead of going and serving in our country, they're serving missions instead. So that's another way to screw and bleed the beast, so to speak. It's another way to be like, America. But then, and I'm not political, but this is just common sense to me. It's just like, and then, but they want to enjoy the tax exempt status. They want to enjoy not paying taxes. They want to enjoy abusing, in my opinion, the clergy penitent reporting thing. They do very much, in my opinion, involve themselves in all the things. I remember hearing, and I mean, I don't really understand it all because I'm not political. I've only had to learn it through this case. I mean, I just don't like shitty people. That's all. That's all. I'm not going to sit there and settle for the lesser of the two evils, No, don't be a shitty person. Ugh. And it sucks that we have to be like, well, who's going to be in office? Because stuff disappears. What do you go? Investigations go away. Just poof, poof, poof. They make things disappear a lot. And a lot of it is gaslighting. A lot of it is denial. A lot of it is just no acknowledgement. That's what I want for my family. I want them to be acknowledged. Not claimed, not for notoriety or to look good in front of the cameras or in the press. I wanted. I don't care no more. I don't care anymore. It's far too late for that because they're just some of the most recent victims of said religion, of said church, not just church hierarchy. Just saying. There's sketchy meetings going on allegedly back in 2017 where all 12 apostles showed up. Tim Ballard, Tim Ballard and his peeps. Then there was the 2019 alleged whiteboard meeting where Glenn Beck was allegedly there, Tim Ballard, Paul Hutchinson. It was at Paul Hutchinson's house for sure. Janet Russin named herself as being there as Tim's psychic. There's many more. And there's a lot of things that we don't know about. And that's when this conspiracy, in my opinion, was hatched. One of them, the latest one. I mean, you have M. Russell Ballard saying he's not, and him and Tim are saying they're not freaking related. And BS, whatever. I don't even give a shit. It's just another thing to catch you up in later. It's going to come back and bite you in the booty. because that's what happens to liars. It will catch up to you eventually. And I will be there with my damn popcorn. I'll be swimming in it. Y'all can all come. We'll have a popcorn party because I'm going to sit back and relax and watch the shit out of that and enjoy my ass off. Just saying. Just saying. It's gross and it's egregious and it's wrong. Hey, church. Hey, Mormon church. Why don't you quit being so shitty for 2024? There you go. I'll start you out in the right direction. Then you can pretend it's your revelation. Okay? There you go. Try not to be crappy. Try to care. But you cannot make people have empathy. Can't. What do we call those people? Just saying. Anyways. Yeah. It's really sad. I mean, but then it's not. But I'd rather, as somebody who I do believe in God, but it's a personal, it's not a church, it's not akin to a church or anything. I don't, my God or whatever, my higher power, whatever that is, whatever source is, I mean, nobody knows. Nobody here on this earth can tell me that or anybody that, but mine is very positive. He's a positive, or its source is a positive thing. He makes me not be a shitty person, or he don't, but it's just all in, I don't know. It's belief is, it's a mofo. I mean, because so many people believe in so many different things. There's some people that believe in alien gods, and that the one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater is, they worship, I'm just saying, these people all over the world who believe in so many different things, either till they learn differently and aren't, because I'm coming from a place of ignorance, big time. I do not claim to know it all. I'd never want to, because there would be no point. I'd be like, well, life's boring now. Yeah. It's uh-oh. I know an incredible Mormon family. They have a 17-year-old precious daughter about to be sent to beg for $1 billion. False religion. What responsible do I hold? Help. You can't. All you can do is plant the seed. All you can do is, I'll say it. What's his name? Grant Palmer. I used to have it right here. An informed Mormon is soon to be an ex-Mormon. I'm like, that's poetic. And it's not, I take no satisfaction in breaking or helping break someone's shelf or pissing them off. It's not what I'm here for. I'm not like, hey, I'm going to piss some people off today. Hey, guess what? And then poke holes in there. That's not the way to go about it. You can't be aggressive. You can't, it's like an intervention of sorts, not to that degree, because again, you can corner people, but then they're going to feel attacked. And Lord knows there's already the persecution complex thing. It's thriving. But my advice is to just to inform them of things that you've learned, that you know to be true, that are easy for them to research, or maybe they've heard about them already, and let them know that way. Just maybe suggest that they kind of just investigate it a little bit before committing, I mean, because that's, a lot of people do see it as an actual committal, and they are actually committed and basically in a contract, and they baptize you, whether you are Jewish or not. If you're Anne Frank or not, they baptize you. I mean, I just feel, and this brings me back to how it felt, or it feels, knowing that my whole lineage, the whole thing that Lori sent to Chad, for Chatty Daddy there to get all his chins to rate my family, my blood, and say who's dark and who's light. And allegedly, Tom Harrison is doing that too. And so that's why I'm like, well, I mean, we've known or we've learned. I knew from the very beginning. I've heard this. Didn't have a way of corroborating it, but Lauren corroborated it. She's talked to several people who said that Julie Rowe and Chad Daybell were meeting with Tom Harrison. Whether that's true or not, whether I can prove it or not, is neither here nor there. I'm gonna leave it up to the professionals, and Lauren can vet that out. And I appreciate her work and her contribution to this. I really do. Everybody's. But so that's why I have a thumbnail and a title on a live stream not too long ago. And I'm like, did Tom Harrison rate my mom dark? Did he dub her and Rhonda? You know, because that's Chad and Lori said they were going to go work on that. Where did they work on it at? Who did they work on it with? What are they working? It's freaky, you know. I feel like somebody called it oh my gosh, man, my stutter. Oh my gosh, DJ Norman. Crap. Hi DJ, if you run by. But I think he had called it LDS pimp. You know, it's like they pimp out spiritually, financially, mentally, physically, all the illies. Okay, they do it, in my opinion, and they're laughing all the way to the billionaire bank, and they're the wealthiest organization, organized religion in the United States, not in the world, not yet. But can you imagine if all those big religions, even the Jehovah's Witnesses, the Scientologists, the Catholics, and the Mormons are really united? Can you imagine? I mean, we're suckers. We're just standing here getting, corralled in like sheep just for it to go whoop. Or just throw a big wide net, and then boom, we're done. It's very scary. But it's not, in my opinion, it's not as scary. I'd rather know. I mean, it's gaslighting at its finest. It is. It's manipulation. Totally. Dallin Oaks allegedly, he was a Supreme Court judge. I think that's what he was. I probably have. Let me know. And I mean, he was allegedly doing shock therapy to gay students at BYU. And so I've heard it through the grapevine that he's CIA. It just makes you wonder, all these connections and all these big ballers. Why? And how are they in this? How are they where I go? Why are they on on speed dial with some of these with some of these all the most or all allegedly the church officials, the church leaders? Why? That's weird. And a lot of people are like, well, no, that can't happen. Mm-hmm. And I think it's wise to consider the possibilities of what's really going on. And we need to wise up. So anyways, it's very scary to a point where when I was like 2 years ago, right before, when I was finding out and reading all the doctrines, I didn't read the Book of Mormon verbatim, like page 1 to however many. Didn't do it. I studied all the little, the energy healing. I studied all the multiple mortal probations. Where's that come from? It comes from LDS doctrine. They've never denounced it. It's still there. They do that on purpose, in my opinion. It's there for those people like Lori and Chad who are lustful and, they'll do anything just to be James and Elena and whatever. And to grab people by their storms and grab them and follow them to the ends of the earth, whatever it is. That's like it's like a catch-22. Big fish, small fish, big fish, small fish, very mob structure. Very, very mob-like. And it's very intimidating, because there was at one point, hey Hannah, Happy New Year to you too. It's a very intimidating position to be in, because as I'm learning, it's too much to spill to even my parents. I mean, just I've tried. I've just been like, and I mean, I just stutter step. You don't know where to start. I'm just like, just trust me. Just trust me. Just know that it looks like this, but it's not so much that. Okay, it's the opposite of that. Just know that, please. And I gotta get it onto paper, and I feel like that's the only way I will ever be able to really just let it out and share. And I mean, do whatever you want to with the information. That's your journey. Just like you had asked me, Liza Joe, about the friend. It's up to that person. It's their journey, and you can't. We can't control anybody else. We can only control us and how we react to things. That's it. So all we can do is just plant the seed and continue. Don't give up on that person ever. Don't give up on anybody. Create healthy boundaries if you need to. Just be your brother's keeper. That's where that comes in. It's not just for Mormons. It's not just for Catholics. It's not just for evangelists. It's for every single person on this planet. If we're just our brother's keeper, and we look out for our children and our families, and like my mama Trahan used to say, sweep around your own porch. That's all you can do. Keep your area clean, and quit worrying about everybody else's areas. Just, it's a saying. But yeah, not just for atheists. It's for everybody. Everybody. That's humanity. That's just us being humans and treating others as we want to be treated. Just having a good moral compass. And, just not to fall into their traps where they're dividing people. That's what they are doing. They do these just bombs, and everybody's just like, rah! And I mean, I've fallen prey to that too. I've been fooled. I've been duped. Okay, well, get over it. Okay, you've been duped. It's not going to be the last time. Just have to be more careful. And if you do fall into something, don't blame it on everybody else. Blame it on yourself for, letting that person in. And just shame on you. Like, you won't do it again. You learn from your mistakes. But oh yeah, that sucks. I don't know. Email me, Liza, and we can chat more about that. It's Kresha0123@gmail.com. It's definitely not easy. Nothing about this is easy. It's so difficult. It's what it is, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's a good fight. It's a fight that I signed on to whenever my uncle was murdered. Then I found out, Tylee and JJ had been murdered. It's it captivated me. I didn't have a choice. My family didn't have none of our families, none of our their friends, nobody around them that loved them. None of us chose this. And I mean, that's something, again, it's like, oh wow, I got duped by someone in my family who I trusted too. And it's crazy. It's freaking crazy. It's not going to be the last time. It's not the first, and it's not going to be the last. Hopefully it's the worst time. Hopefully that one's behind us, because that would suck. Where is Gypsy? Just kidding. I think that's very interesting. I didn't know they even had that. I went to school to study religious trauma. It's a bigger issue than many see. Wow. It's actually causing, like, I would say, just this is me and my little non-expert layman's just outlook. But I think that, the more trauma that we are enduring, not just from religion, but like from the news, from the media, from true crime, the true crime genre. Thank you, little brands. Thank you. You're sweet. But so it's like all the fear mongering. It's everywhere, and the school shootings, the red rums, everybody's like been abused in some way, shape, or form. And all that, in my opinion, it's causing like early dementia um oh hell, look, I can't say not amnesia, but it's the A one, the A. I can't ever think of all the things, but I mean, it does, it leads to that, and dementia and Alzheimer's. All right, I ain't got it. Whew. That's another thing. Got to stretch our brains, right? We have to not do the Ruby Doo mental fitness coach. We're in shape in our minds. It's just a lot to contain and keep into one space. My brain's only so big. Truth versus religion. Yeah, totally. I mean, but our truth might be someone else's, oh my God, they're crazy for thinking that. It just depends. There's a lot of things that I've come to learn the hard way. I mean, it's also been a faith journey, soul seeking. I mean, just this whole mind, body, soul, everything. I mean, I dove in, and I mean, I've learned things along the way. I've learned that the Bible, even, well, let me not get too ahead, but, Jason was like, well, Krisha, because I was talking about dreams and visions and yada, yada, yada. And I mean, he's my best friend. I talk to him. He's my fiance. If anything ever happened to him, oh my God, all my secrets would be safe. I'm kidding. I would die. I really would. Because I mean, he's poor thing. He knows a lot about Mormonism. But it's like he said that even the books in the Bible were made up by dreams and visionaries. And I'm like, oh yeah, huh? I never had to go there. I never really wanted to. First off, let's throw that out there. Did not care about religious stuff. I was just like, okay, no. But I mean, it's just part of this journey. It's interesting, really, but it sent me on my own journey and to finding myself, seeking, reflecting, just mulling all these things over. There's sometimes when I'm just like, I wonder if they made Jesus up because they mock him, and it's like they do it to make fun of us. It'd be like Santa Claus and us picking on our kids because they're falling for it. It's very deceptive, in my opinion, because it's like, here, believe in, make sure there's no kids around, believe in Santa Claus, believe in the tooth fairy, believe in all these magical things, and then, oh yeah, we're sorry. I don't fault them because it's like generational, but I just don't feel good doing it to my kids. Now knowing what I know, it's just, I don't want to do that to them, because then again, okay, so you're telling me to believe in Santa Claus, tooth fairy, and all these things, but then you tell me not, they're not real. And then, but believe in God. What is that? You know, what is that? And it's pretty messed up. Happy New Year, Gloria. Happy New Year to everybody. Y'all are the best of the best, really. It's one of the reasons I believe there is a higher power. You guys, and looking into my kids' eyes, you know, my parents, my family members, my fiance, just you. I don't know. That's when you know you're blessed. That's when you know. I just feel like there's something bigger, but whatever that is, whomever that is, if it's even just inside of ourselves, whatever, you know, I'm here for it. And I love you guys very much. To the end of the railroad tracks and back. Hey, Joe Field, you're not late. You're never late. But we are about to cut loose. So me and Jason are going to light this big pile of, if we're not here, it's because everything burned down. No. Oh, geez. But we're going to light this big pile of, from the hurricane, wood, trees, all kinds of things. And let's see, I got my eyebrows. Now let's see what I come back as next year. But anyways, I appreciate you guys. Oh, I know, Candy, I know. Ours, he'll turn, or my little bonus son, he'll turn 8 in January 12th. And I'm just like, I'm ready because I hate lying. You know, I'm just like, I can't do it. But and Jason was like, well, I think we'll this year, you know, but I don't know. I don't know. He's my bonus son, so, you know, I have to kind of respect his parents. Thank you. I appreciate your time too. I appreciate all of you. I was about to say happy Thanksgiving. Turkey. Happy New Year to you too. It was Y2K 24 years ago, and I birthed my baby boy, C-section, 28 hours of labor. My mom was right there. But the emergency C-section, 12:10 p.m. Okay. Zachary, his middle name is Ryan. I know, right? Zachary Ryan. I'm not going to say his last name, but he was born and he was 8 pounds, 10 ounces. He was a big old boy, unfolded like a line. I was like, oh my God, you know, he just unfolded. And when I was C-section, they took him out, and I was like, you know, they brought him around the curtain, and because I was asking them while they were pulling him out, I was like, so is it a girl? And everybody in the OR died laughing. And I was like, what? You know, like what? And they were like, oh, Dr. Stelly, you know, he doesn't know what he's doing. And I'm thinking, like, he is sitting here performing surgery on my belly right now, you know, ha ha ha. But so they brought him around the curtain, and they said, it's a big old boy. All right, hold your pearls. I was like, he's got big balls. The first thing I said, he's got big balls. And anyways, and then I just zonked out after that. Woke up to family members like chuckling and standing over me. And I was just like, what? It's a boy, you know? And I was like, okay. And I was back out. But mom told me that whenever my husband at the time walked out of the OR, my mom was, you know, waiting in the waiting room with my grandmother, and I don't even know who was there because I was not in there. But and my husband at the time was like, it's a boy, and mom was like, and the nurse came out. She was like, is that a boy? And the nurse was like, mm-hmm. And mom said she just dropped to her knees, right, and started crying. But she was like, oh my God, people probably thought I was crying because it was a boy and not a girl. And I was like, oh Lord, I don't think so. But she was just like, wow, it was just one of those things. And yeah, there's more to that story, but it's very, touching. And I mean, he's just been that. Both my babies, I love them with all my heart, all my soul. I know a lot of you moms out there are the same. You would do anything for your kids. It's just what becoming a mom is all about. Y2K bug didn't happen, but I got to bring home a baby boy and learn how to be a boy mom. And it was fun. And it still is. And it can be. So I hope you have a happy new year. And just remember to love yourself. Okay. Self-care. Take care of you first. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Trace. Thank you, Mary. And thank you, Beach Bum. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you next year. Love always wins. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe.